Hi everyone, it's kilzhot 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 8 and beyond, the next spin-off series. So tonight we got a good topic. I was kind of excited when we put this together. I saw a couple articles that have come out. I think it might have been comicbook.com, and then some other people piggybacked on this. And I'm going to go through comicbook.com's list of 10 people that they put together for potential spin-off series. And we're going to do something a little better. We're going to find some more creative, maybe not even a spin-off, more of a mini-series. And then tonight I am going to drop my ultimate idea. I hope the people, I do tweet this out to AMC, so hopefully Angela is watching, Scott Gimple are watching, because I've got an idea of really what they can do to undo some of this whole Carl mess. I'm pretty excited about it. If I was the showrunner, if you guys can sign a petition, there's what, 60, 70,000 people to move Gimple out. Well, sign a petition to let me take over, because I got some creative elements that it wouldn't make people forget about Carl, but it would definitely push the show in a brand new direction. So I'll unveil that in a little bit. Pretty excited about that. It's not original, but it's something that needs to be done. So thanks to everybody for showing up. Pete D starting out with a super chat donation, and it's just, thank you, Pete. I appreciate your grand entrance. I mean, your entrance is like no others. He's like, hey, here's a super chat donation, and all in caps, no more spinoffs, please. But we're not just talking about spinoffs. We're talking about potential mini-series. Some are bad. I will say that, Pete, and going through comicbook.com's list. But we're going to try to make them a little bit better. But thank you for that. Appreciate you being here. But stay tuned, though. I got something that I think you guys will want to see. But I'm going to wait till the end of this episode, about 25, 26 minutes from now, to sort of unveil that. So let's get this thing rolling right along. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a lot of shout-outs. Appreciate all of you guys being here on a Monday night. We're doing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it is a little bit of off-season, but we're going to keep the dream alive. What's up, Ellie? Thanks for being here tonight. And let's get this thing going. Who we got? So comicbook.com's article, potential spinoffs, and what they're saying by spinoffs is that not just fear, not like complete shows, but they could be 4 to 8 episodes, something along those lines. And when I do some of these, we talk about some of these ideas and these characters, let me know. If you guys would not watch it as a viewer, and don't just, you know, do lip service and say, yes, yes, you know, I'd watch that. If you think it's corny, say it's corny, you know, because I don't want people over at the AMC labs to say, you know what, let's just do that because it's this character that might have died. But number one on their list for potential spinoff series is Glenn. So I don't know how I feel about this, but let me tell you a little bit of what they say. So Glenn's a fan favorite. We know that. The former pizza boy carried extensive knowledge of Atlanta's streets. So what they're saying is a mini-series just before Glenn met Rick. So how many of you would just truly be interested in watching 4 to 8 episodes of Glenn and the build-up to how he met Rick when all this was just going down? So I'll read a few of your comments. While you guys are typing your comments, just let me let you know once again, this is our podcast, so not everybody's going to see your comments streaming along the side. I will call on random people. So when I do call on you, be careful, because sometimes what you type you may not want to include in a video. If you type it, I'm liable to bring it on in. When this video goes live, just leave a lot of comments as well, because we will be using some of those comments in other channels that we have. 99 Spoilers would be the most likely one. So let's see. Rayman would like original series that gives us some backstories. That would definitely give you some backstories. Michelle Wolf says she would definitely watch Glenn. Petey Wheatstraw, we already have his story, so yeah, I mean, we kind of know what leads up to it. Casey, I would watch, but I already know the outcome. And that's the tough thing with taking some of these characters in. It's hard to really get into these prequel type of things, for me anyway. Nicobe says, nope. I would be mad and sad if they brought Glenn back. Steph, the Cuervo Queen. I would love to see what his life was like and who raised him. You know, maybe to a degree, but if you start getting all these people, their lives are, it's not going to be zombie-ish. Pizzas. Watching him deliver pizzas would be fantastic. Let me say this. You know what? How Kills met the moderators. There you go. We could do our own series with that. Keep in mind, I'm going to disprove a couple people who say it would just be corny. Because remember, the Telltale series, if you played the video game, the Telltale Walking Dead, actually has a little cameo appearance from Glenn and some other characters as well. So it was kind of neat to play the game and see Glenn pop in there. Petey Wheatstraw with a super chat donation says, we're going to watch Glenn deliver pizzas all series. No, I think that's where I can see a little bit of humor in that. Thank you so much, Petey. But it is a little bit more about other characters he may have ran into and kind of leading up to it. Keep in mind, it's not going to be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year type of thing. But 3 or 4 episodes, I could possibly just kind of see what, kind of like the drama leading up. Glenn, yeah, okay, yeah, he'd be delivering pizzas, but then the world starts getting a little bit weird, and that's 1 or 2 episodes. And by the 3rd or 4th, he rolls into Rick. And there you go. And that's the whole backstory. Look, for God's sakes, we're watching a Red Machete go all the way through the works. If we can watch a freaking Red Machete, we can watch Glenn. I hope he's listening. I hope Scott Gimple is listening. I don't want to see any more Red Machetes. But, of course, that is only a few seconds. It's not like a few hours. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's get to the second one on their list. Some of these I don't agree with at all. Daryl. Okay, now obviously, Daryl, you've got 2 options here. You've got pre-apocalypse Daryl, or you've got Daryl leaving the show and starting his own show. So let me just read what they say about Daryl, and then you can leave your comments, and I'll call on a few people. So they say, it's hard to imagine The Walking Dead without Daryl. He's every bit a part of the foundation as Andrew Lincoln. And let's see, a short series highlighting the adventures of the Dixon brothers just before connecting with the group that would soon be with Rick. So would you watch Merle and Daryl? I don't know. What they would probably be walking around burning ants with magnifying glasses. That's probably what the Dixon brothers did when they were growing up. So would you watch a mini-series, let's say 4 episodes of Merle and Daryl Dixon? Agent 46 said, I completely forgot about the Red Machete. I'm sorry to remind you. I know you're trying to get over that whole Red Machete thing. Wilson, there you go. Dixon show, hell yes! When it's all over, I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. Daryl's going to kill some son of bitches. That's what him and Merle are going to do. The only person that says son of a bitch better than Daryl is Dustin from Stranger Things. I think every show he starts out, son of a bitch. Let's see. Disaster Maintenance said, I'd watch, but I'm sure it'd only be used for profit. Deborah Mooney would watch. All right, so we got a few people that watch Daryl Merle. Laura Brown would love it. Randall would watch a pre-zombie Daryl. Okay, so there are fans that would definitely rally around a Daryl Dixon miniseries. Go figure. All right, we're going to get a few more comments in here. I'm going to get through their list because I want to get to my list as well. Mamacita Jen would definitely... So a lot of you guys would are all about the Dixon brothers. Okay. Let's see who they got number 3 on their list. Number 3 on their list is Merle, so they've already said that. All right, number 4. Abraham, an Abraham miniseries about... I would definitely watch this, and this is something I was really hoping would be the crossover. So of all the people... that either have a future show on The Walking Dead or a past show, this is one, no doubt about it, I would watch because I know a little bit of even the way Abraham told Rick the story in the comic book about what happened to his wife and his daughter. 4 episodes of that. But the thing is now, I don't... Let me clarify this. I don't know if there would be as much interest about it now that Abraham's long gone. I think it would be a good thing to do in between seasons. Like, some of these backstories would have been good before season 7. You know, just like 3 episodes. This is what happened with Abraham. This is what happened with Glenn. And you could have just did that with a lot of characters, but I guess if you specifically did it with Abraham and Glenn, everybody would have known, you know, not that they didn't know already, that the 2 of them were going to die. So I would watch it, but if I'm being completely honest, I would be less interested in seeing it now than I would have before. Just my opinion. And it's not to take anything away from Abraham, because you guys know Abraham is by far my favorite Walking Dead character of all time. You can just say Abraham and people just start quoting him. There you go, Slayer. Rick's Brother miniseries. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, I'm not reading all the Abraham sayings. Probably as much as you're going to get out of this potty mouth is probably my Daryl Dixon impersonation. Yeah, I can't do all the Abraham quotes. Okay, Abraham is definitely a crowd favorite. I see where you guys stand on that. I don't know. You know, number 5, Tobias from Fear the Walking Dead. Let's see, they say he's a high school student. Yeah, I mean, I remember him. I wasn't super high on him. He's aware of the mysterious virus before the outbreak happened, and he had a head start on prepping for what would become the eventual apocalypse. Such a character would make for an interesting vantage point to explore another corner of the Walking Dead universe. I don't know if I would watch a Tobias. Let me know. I'll throw it out there for you guys. Would you be interested in any type of backstory? Nope, nope, no. Everybody's like, ugh, no. Say what you really mean, Maggie. Yeah, this is most people are like, meh, not interested. All right. Thank you, comicbook.com, for giving us a crappy article. You know what? We got to do something. And I guess it's even more crappy that I'm going over their material. All right, so number 6, this is going to be hit or miss as well, too. But you know it's coming. The Morales backstory. Are you interested at all in what happened to Morales? We know when he left. I don't know. What would a Morales backstory... Well, actually, hold on. And let me skip that because, yeah, he lost his whole family. So a couple episodes. But once again, I think timing is key. Like, now that Morales, Daryl executed him, I don't think I want to watch it. Because they're so secretive on The Walking Dead. If they did a lead up to it, then we would have known he was going to be there, and they wanted it to be like a big reveal. Like, hey, there's Morales. But I wasn't real excited about it. And Rick almost, I think Rick was going to talk him down. All right, so no Morales. Let's move on. Number 7 on their list is the Governor. We know, I mean, the comic book has like a Governor series, right? And I got to see enough of the Governor in the comic book. I don't really need to see that level of violence again, like what turned him into that. And I will tell you, if you know what's weird about this, I'll draw a parallel, because Negan on the TV show is there's an emotional disconnect with me. Like his violence on the TV show just really irked me. And in the comic book, his violence doesn't seem as violent to me. I don't know why that is, but on the TV show with the governor, it was the opposite of the comic book governor. The comic book governor, because of all the things that he did to Michonne that they couldn't show on television, I feel the same way about the comic governor as I do the television Negan, and the television governor to me wasn't really a big deal, kind of like the comic book Negan. I hope that makes sense, that I sort of explained it that way. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Angus Johnson with a Super Chat donation says, Rosita, Abe, and Eugene backstory would be epic. That, to me, probably would be more watchable at this point, because the Abraham story, Abraham's dead and I'm kind of over it. But yes, if there was a backstory of the three of them, since Rosita and Eugene are still alive, I think you're onto something. Very good comment, Angus. Thank you for that. So Missy Ann says, I hated the governor, skipped most of those episodes when I rewatch. Yeah, I had a hard time, and I don't know how many of you, watch me do all the comic book reads, but I will tell you, I had a difficult time reading some of his issues. And there was a lot of skip stuff in there as well. But he deserved what he got. All right, let me get to number 8. We're almost through with this list, and then we'll do some of ours. Number 8 is Nick. So basically what they're saying is Nick is a lone wolf, and if he ever breaks away from Madison, Nick could do his own spin-off series. So what do you think? Any Nick fans out there? I mean, where is Nick going to break away to? I mean, we've had the West Coast, we had the East Coast, we've had the southern border. Nick goes to Canada. Nick in North Dakota. We haven't really been up north yet. Why not? Could Nick break away? And would you watch if Nick had his own series? I was okay with Nick, but the dog eating scene, I was not a fan. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't been able to make a connection with too many characters on Fear. And this one is interesting. So they said a spin-off series with Dr. Jenner. Here's the rationale behind it. The scientist, that was at the disease control in Atlanta, explained to the group a more scientific explanation and broke the news to Rick that everyone's carrying the disease. So he would be the one that they said they could focus on international travel. So Dr. Jenner and maybe his knowledge of the apocalypse and the virus. I guess it would almost seem a little sci-fi-ish. No Jenner? Casey says no Jenner. Don't even go there. A lot of no's there. And then number 10 on their list is Negan. All right. So, backstory Negan or exiled Negan goes his separate way and rebuilds. They're saying backstory Negan as far as his origins. But what would you rather see? Would you rather see him escape? Maybe he gets cast out and has to go out in the wilderness and rebuild, or the history leading up to it. I mean, because if he was cast out, then it would break the comic book arc once again. Backstory Negan, Exile Negan. We're getting a little bit of both. A couple options here. To see what turned Negan into what he is today. Because I think the reason people want to see that is because they like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and they figure Negan, before he went all crazy and lost his wife, is probably going to be like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan holding puppies and, the real life thing. But how entertaining is that going to be? I mean, wouldn't that pretty much be as non-entertaining as some of the other people? If Negan is a high school gym teacher, how is that going to be more exciting than Glenn delivering pizzas? I'm going to read a few of your comments. Oh, there you go, Jason. So Jason says backstory with Negan, and so Negan could be the gym teacher and Ezekiel would be the drama teacher. I could see that. So maybe Negan knew Ezekiel, and that's why he hasn't been over to kill him personally. Just kind of leaves him alone. Jenna says, if Negan is cast out, he'll come back to be a danger to everyone. Exactly. Cast him out for a couple seasons and then bring him back like Morales. The change of good Negan to bad Negan. How about the change of bad Negan to good Negan? It'd be crazy. All right, so that is their top 10 list. Some of them we agree with, some of them we don't agree with. Some are pretty obvious. So I'm going to ask this open-ended question because I got a few people too. Jesus backstory, and once again, Jesus was Paul, and we got to see a little bit of him in the Telltale series as well, so it's from the video game. Carol, we know her backstory. We know she was in a very tough abusive relationship, so Carol would probably be future. Dwight, we know a little bit of his history with Cher, a.k.a. Honey. So Dwight would have to be a spinoff series. So let me know. I'm just going to open it up right now for a couple comments. And which character would you like to see either have their own spinoff or as a backstory? Nobody we've already mentioned because we talked about Negan. One person I'm going to tell you that I think would make a very good series in my mind is Siddiq, because once again, back to some of the video games, and you may or may not be familiar with this, but there was the Michonne series from the Telltale game where she actually met up with Pete, and then Siddiq was on the boat. To me, I think that would be a very good series. Is maybe not even I don't know that you even need to bring Michonne into that. I think she's good where she is. But if Siddiq leaves the group and meets up with Pete, I could see if they did it up a little better than Fear and had this whole zombie boat thing working, I'm okay with that. So let's see what your thoughts are. Pete says Shane during the coma period. That's just going to be like like him and Lori. Some real strong R-rated stuff going on with that. And if you played a little bit of the Michonne miniseries or you saw the game, you'll kind of understand Siddiq a little bit more. And I do think it may sound boring at this point because we don't know enough about Siddiq, but if you see a little bit of kind of what they go through and some of the people they meet up with, it's not a bad story. Simon, definitely a popular character, so I see a lot of people saying Simon. A couple of you guys are stealing my thunder. You're stealing it. All right, you know what? Before too many people jump on board with this, I'm going to go ahead and release, and I know it's been talked about before. So this is what I think The Walking Dead should do. And hopefully, like I said before, hopefully they watch some of our playbacks and they listen to some of these forums and they see it posted, because it has been suggested multiple times, but I think now more than ever with Scott Gimple taking over the bigger franchise. And keep in mind that I don't know how much rights they have, because some of the video game rights, the Telltale rights, are purchased from Robert Kirkman. But if I were AMC, or if I were working with Kirkman, or trying to work out a deal, I would buy the rights to Clementine, and I would bring her character into the Walking. I don't care about the time frame. I know it's the comic universe, but I think with what they're going through right now, and the problem with losing Carl, you bring a badass Clementine into, and I know some people are saying, bring in Kenny too. I don't think you need to bring everybody, but if you want somebody that can not just make people forget about Carl, but definitely ease that transition, because I think Cindy is going to do a good job as well, but Clementine would be absolutely amazing on the show. It's what people want to see, and at some point you got to give a little bit of that back to the viewers, and I think we're missing that one character, other than Daryl or Carol from time to time, that we just have that fire. And there's no doubt that she would be an awesome, awesome replacement. If you guys don't know who Clementine is, I played a lot of the Telltale series, so if you guys want to go back and watch, some of my interaction. And I was playing it live, so it wasn't some playback. It was kind of experiencing it. Or, watch other people, Brad, and a few other people that played it. But if you're not familiar with that character, definitely check it out, because she is somebody that would be a fan favorite. People would love to watch her. There's a lot of people out there would be a good role. So I'm going to ask you this question. If they brought Clementine into the show and introduced her, who would be a character that you would think would make a good Clementine? And this is going to be the last question of the night. I think if you brought Clementine and Kenny and Carver and a lot of those people back, Lee, it'd be overkill, that it would have to be too much of that Telltale story. I would rather see the character just dropped in and just let her create her own TV story. I'm going to read a couple comments here. None, where do I see Oceanside in all this? I could see Oceanside being divided. A few people going back and helping the group, and then them kind of just remaining anonymous and not wanting to get involved. I see Cindy as being the big lead from Oceanside. I'm not sure about the other characters. Adult version of Glenn and Maggie's son. You could. That's a long ways away. I mean, these characters, by the time Glenn and Maggie's son becomes an adult, Rick's going to be late 60s probably. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to watch. And thanks so much for that super chat. A lot of super chats here tonight. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your support and everything that you guys do. I guess you could make Judith could go into that Clementine role, right? In a few years. But I think more so, I mean, they could definitely play on that character, but I would just like to see, from a fan's perspective, the people, look, when Negan came onto the show, we already knew who Negan was, and it was like, okay, here's this villain. So when he was introduced, it was a big deal. But if you did that with Clementine and people could hype it up a little bit, it would be just what the show needs after a very difficult story. Just my opinion. I mean, the characters, the way they did the characters with bringing Jesus into the Telltale game and bringing Glenn into the Telltale game, I definitely think they could do it kind of vice versa. And we're going to make a couple announcements, and we're going to wind this thing down. 30 minutes flies by. And actually, 30 minutes with no commercial. So this is my quick commercial break. Tomorrow night, we will do random things. There'll be a Walking Dead topic, several other topics, and we'll get back to our music showdown as well. So hopefully you guys will be here at 9:30 tomorrow night. Then Wednesday is going to be all exclusive Walking Dead once again. Thursday we'll do the same thing. I appreciate you guys making time last night. We're trying to do these various nights because I know some of you guys are free, and it's great to have everybody here every night because we get some just amazing ideas. But some people work and do a couple other things, so just want to be able to get as many people into the live streams as we possibly can. Petey says, what about a Kingdom Hilltop prequel? You know, definitely that might solve a little bit of it, Petey, instead of just focusing on one or two characters. That could give you, you know, 3 or 4 series that would tell you a little bit about how they came about. I think it's a good idea. It's good stuff. All right. 1 or 2 more comments, and then we're going to... Thank you. I could narrate it, I guess. But thank you so much, iRock. You know what? I'm going to read that comment because she says, you know what? I just log on because I just like your voice. I appreciate that. I think I'm, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a cold. I'm a little nasally tonight. Let's hope not. But you know what? Even if I do, we'll still be here tomorrow night for the random things. Thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. This is the best support group, the best Walking Dead family anywhere. I look forward to hanging out with you guys every single night. If you guys could do me a favor, if you're watching the playback, this is closing credits. If you're still here, slap that like button for me one time and type a quick 999 so I can do some shout-outs on the way out the door. I want to thank Epic, also Angus, Pete D, and PD Wheatstraw. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your support, super chat donators, and also the people that support on Patreon as well. You guys are amazing. Alpha backstory. You know what? We don't even know if we're going to see an Alpha story yet, but we'll probably talk about that a little bit later on during the week. And also, if you guys are not checking out the Facebook page, sign up for that as well too. We have some pretty good conversations over there as well. Thanks so much for being here, Scott Kernan. Also, OU Crawfish. Wilson, Dilly, that like button. Nunya, Brian Clayton in the house. Deborah Mooney, Maggie Bonacorda, Don Machiavelli. Wayne's here. Orlando, RTD Slayer. Jason, Mixologist Daily. Hippo is in the house. Steph Cuervo Queen Richardson. Tommy Sweetass Enforcer McCandless. Emmy Desiree Bacon. Dark Angel. And also Steph the Cuervo Queen. Thank you so much. Angus Johnson, Epic Vids. Dwayne Sharp. Donna Sowards. Michelle Wolf. Blood Eagle. Cat Attack. What's up, Brene Harp? Thank you so much. Fire Braked, John Brody, Broden Topics, Sith Lord, thank you for being here. Salem Blue, Jenna Crockett. Thank you so much, Jenna. Appreciate it. Wilson. Melinda Kettler, thank you for being here. Missy Ann, thank you. Thank you for your comments, your participation too, Missy Ann. I always look forward to reading what you write. Who else we got here? We've got Northside Queen is in the house. Thank you, Northside. Wilson's talking about spraying the like button. That's some extreme stuff, man. Do what you got to do. Casey F, thank you so much. Randall Roundtree, thank you, Randall. Thanks for being here, Dom. You've got a couple new people too. So people that are not here on a regular basis, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Ron McCary. I'm always going to miss 1 or 2 people. If I do miss you in a shout-out or I don't get around to your question, when this video goes live, just leave it in the comments. You guys have been doing a fantastic job lately. Once this video goes live, there's a lot of comments. And if you're not subscribed to the other channels, especially 999 Spoilers, not every week, but every 10 days or so, I'll take those comments and just transfer them over to a 999 Spoilers video. And it's just interesting to see how people react to your comments as well. Thank you so much for being here, Laura Butler. Appreciate that. Capo from Mars, thank you so much. Yeah, we're really having a good time with the live streams. So much more interaction. All right, everybody, if I missed you once again, my sincere apologies. I will see you all hopefully tomorrow night at 9:30. Random things. There will be a Walking Dead topic, several other topics to talk about, and of course we will sprinkle in a little bit of music. Chris Ranning and also Casey F. Thank you. Those are some last-minute shout-outs. Peace, everybody.